Good morning. My name is Caleb Chase. I'm 39 years old and trying to learn how to ride a freaking dirt bike. It's fun. I love it. This will be my third time on a dirt bike. First time when I bought the bike, I test rode it for about 45 minutes. Last video was the first time I kind of took it out and rode it, really. So we're gonna head back to that same area today. Maybe get on the track again a little bit and see what we can do if nobody's around. Just kind of feel things out. But I do want to challenge myself today. I'm not getting into, riding dirt bikes to just putt around parking lots. I do have, a wife and kids at home that rely on me for income, so I'm not going to go out there and hit the fourth gear, hit the biggest jump, obviously. But I do want to challenge myself. That's kind of the whole goal with this, is progression. I want to get better, so in turn, when my boys are old enough to transition to dirt bikes, they're currently on a Stasic. Well, the oldest is on a Stasic, the youngest can't even walk. But as soon as he's ready to, start transitioning or even really getting better at the Stasic, I can start teaching him and coaching him and helping him, and having, being able to do it myself to a degree is going to give me that understanding of what he's feeling and experiencing, so that I can, help be a better coach and better father. And that's really what this is all about for me. I don't expect to be anything great. I'm definitely past my prime. I should have been doing this 20 years ago, so or less, 30 years ago, more 30 years ago. That's all right. So today I really want to focus on technique, having good posture, position, riding on the balls of my feet, a good attack position while I'm going around, and not sitting so much. I know I sit a lot, and that's something I want to try to stay away from. So I'm going to just spend a minute here just riding around standing up. Open right there? No, that is not. Holy crap. Almost didn't see that barbed wire, and it looks like somebody went through there. Fart around on this little track here for a second.
arm pump. What was that, like 10 minutes? Maybe. Whew. Alright, it feels really uncomfortable standing up. I gotta figure that out. Alright, we took about 5 minutes there, let the hands chill. Let's go do it again. Alright, this time I'm gonna try to be a lot lighter in my hands, not grip the bars so hard. When you're coming down from a landing, do you want to sit back into the bike? Well, I mean, that wasn't really a jump, but I feel like when I do go to jump sometimes, or get a little bit of extra weight coming back down, I feel a large tendency to want to come all the way, you know, over the bars. But I'm trying to match my body position with the angle of the slope that I'm going up for the jump. But do you stay standing through the jump or do you sit? That's what I'm wondering right now. You probably don't want to sit. You want to use your legs to absorb it as much as possible. You just got to get your weight back over the, not so far forward, I guess. Gripping the bar tight again, I can tell. Man, my hands. All right. This track feels so tight. I know I can stand through the corners. It just is uncomfortable. It makes me really want to sit in the corners, but then I feel like I'm sitting, standing. And maybe that's what you're supposed to do. I don't freaking know. Oh, my hands. My hands are asleep. My fingers are asleep. Can't feel them. It's not my forearms. Everybody talks about forearm pump. I don't get that. my hands cramp and fall asleep real bad. This is one of those situations where I know this would probably be easier and feel better on a smaller bike. Like the 450 is not ideal for learning in this situation, because I could do this whole thing in first gear, but it's so torquey that I don't want to, because I'm not comfortable with that. And then if I go up to like third gear, I feel like a little bit sluggish coming out of some of the corners, or I should be shifting a bunch, or you know, whatever. I could do it in second gear, pretty much the whole thing, and feel okay. I just need to quit being a bitch and commit to a little bit of power out of these corners, a little bit of throttle. All right, fingers are coming back to me. Woo! Feels like I'm getting so much air sometimes, but I know I'm not.
well, that's a wrap. We are headed home. It is getting a little bit toasty out. Spent about 2 hours out there total, about an hour worth of drive time. That's not the street that I need. I'm gonna get myself lost, ain't I? I'm not used to driving this direction. Anyways, spent about 2 hours out there total in time. Put about an hour on the bike. I've now got almost 3 hours. I got it with exactly 90 hours on it, and I'm at 92.9. So 3 hours on the bike, that's where I'm at. Still very uncomfortable standing. I think part of that is because it's such a small track. It's so tight and you're transitioning. Like, there's no straight area to really stand up in and then sit down into a corner in. I feel like I'm just constantly in a corner on that little track. So that's very uncomfortable trying to, I guess I could stand the entire time. And I know that's a thing that, you know, some of the videos I've watched, they've suggested is like, get comfortable just standing on the track and stand the whole way around and yada yada. Sure, maybe I should commit to doing that next time. I just need to, you know, a little bit of uncomfortability is a good thing, I think, in all things in life, not just on a dirt bike, but I snowboard also. And I remember, you know, for years I'd just go out and ride the greens and just cruise and have a good time. And I didn't really start getting good until I started forcing myself into more difficult terrain, into the park and hitting the jumps. And I still don't jump. I don't really ride park. But I got to where I'm comfortable catching a few feet of air, some side hits, stuff like that. But I had to force myself into that. I would never have progressed and got to the point to where I am now with my snowboarding, or anything else for that matter, if I didn't create some uncomfortability. And that's what I need to work on doing with the dirt bike, with my riding. So that's the goal next time I go out. Hopefully next weekend I'll get some time to go out. I got a lot of busy stuff coming up. I need to find the time to get out and ride when I can. But hopefully next weekend I'll get out early one day again. And I think I'm just gonna set a hard rule that I do not sit down. 10 laps, take a little break. Go back out, do not sit down. 10 laps, take a break. I think that's gonna be my goal next weekend when I go out. Because it's, you know, I've been watching all these little videos with parents and their kids riding around, and their parents are yelling at them, stand up, stand up, stand up. And it's funny, and I understand why, especially in the straights. Obviously, you know, everybody, you can stand through the corners, or it's good to, I guess, kind of maybe stand deep into the corner and not sit down too early. But at some point, for traction, sitting is a good thing in a corner, from what I understand. But I also understand the standing up part of letting the bike live underneath you and be free, etc. That little track is just, there's no straightaways in it. So I feel like I'm sitting down and then I'm standing up right before the jumps, and then, you know, I'm right back into a sit because the corner's coming up or whatever. So maybe I need to go to a bigger, more open area. But the next couple of weeks I'll probably go back there, and I think I'm just gonna force myself to stand and not worry so much about hitting jumps and, you know, the fun little things. I need to work on the techniques and get comfortable with that. I was good today. Some good things that I did today. I stayed on the balls of my feet pretty well. I got a little more comfortable. Let these bikes cross in front of me here. Got a little more comfortable shifting while I was in and out of some corners. I didn't do it a whole lot, but I practiced it a little bit. Downshifting into a corner and then upshifting coming out of it as I was accelerating. Didn't need to do that at all. The bike has way more power. I could pick, first, second, or third on that track and just cruise around it and have enough power for my comfortable level. But anyways, all that being said, it was a good time. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. That would help me out a ton. I do want to make this a consistent thing. Last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, if you've made it this far, you're freaking awesome, and I love you and appreciate you. But tell me about safety. Leave me a comment about gear in particular. I have a helmet and goggles and gloves and boots and a jersey and pants. But what other things, especially for somebody at my age, do you think would be super beneficial? I know there's like chest protectors, or roost protectors, whatever they are, elbow pads, knee pads, braces, neck braces, all that stuff. What do you think I should have if I don't already, or what is the next piece of gear that I should look at getting? Leave me a comment down there. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.